All right. Good evening, Dream Team. I know this looks a little bit different tonight. My name is Val Bazo. For those of you who don't know me, I am one of Melanie's personally sponsored coaches. I am a 10-star Diamond 2-time elite coach, and she is actually on her way home right now from the airport. She was running a little bit late, so she called and asked me if I would take over, do a few announcements for her, which I don't have slides for, so just bear with me. We're just going to go over a few things, and then I am going to turn it over to our guest speaker tonight, who is Jen Guthrie. You guys are in for a great call. Jen is actually my personally sponsored coach. She is a 2-star Diamond Premier coach, been in the business for 16 months, and she's a full-time teacher. So you guys are going to have a great call from her tonight. So we, again, are going to just kick off with a few announcements. So the first announcement to kick off is our new coach welcome webinar tomorrow. So Mel is going to be doing the call tomorrow for if you're a brand new coach, if you have brand new coaches. I know that she has posted all of the information in all of the Dream Team groups. So if you are, again, a brand new coach, or you have new coaches who need to get started right, please send them all of the information for that call tomorrow. It will be at noon Eastern Standard Time. And it's really important, you guys, that we're getting your coaches started off right. And again, if you're a brand new coach, if this is your first live Monday night Dream Team call, please understand that there are so many trainings available for you to get plugged in to get your business started right, okay? So tomorrow at noon, that will be a great call for you guys to participate in. Next is our new Beachbody On Demand app. So all of this hype and this information is in your Coach Breaking News section of your back office on the right side. Please go check all of this great information out. We launched the Beachbody On Demand just a few days ago, so I really want you guys to make sure that you are logging into your app store and you're downloading the Beachbody On Demand. I did this just a few days ago, and you guys, it is so awesome. Like, it is all right there at your fingertips. All you have to do is push play on your workout, scroll down, do whatever you need, whatever workout program that you're doing, and make sure that you're plugging your challengers and your Beachbody On Demand customers into this app. This is such a game changer for your whole business and for the way that people can work out, especially for those, who are busy, who don't have time to hook up their DVD players all the time, for your gym goers. Maybe you're someone who works out on a lunch break at work. Teachers, maybe you guys can do this in your classroom right after work or before work. Okay, this is the whole package. And I know that the first day that it was launched, it was actually the top Google search in the search engine. So you know that this is something that people are really wanting to know more about. So make sure that you're putting it all out there and talking about it in your challenge groups. Talk about it on your Facebook page, and put it out there for a few weeks, okay? Rather than just saying, oh, well, I talked about it one time, but it didn't stick, okay? Remember that it's like this 2-week rule. For anything new, you have to just keep talking about it so people just catch on and they want to know more about it. Next announcement, we are going to talk about hitting Success Club, because you guys, we know that this is totally the benchmark of your business. Jen is going to be talking a lot about this tonight on the call, but make sure that you are achieving Success Club 5 or higher by the end of the month. This is, the last 10 days of the month, I think we have. You have plenty of time to achieve this goal, but this is really the only way that you can have your business moving forward, is by achieving Success Club. That is your number one mission, is helping 3 or more people a month with your business. So make sure that you are hitting that benchmark. I know we have a lot of people who have already done that. And I also want to add, you guys, say that you do. Say you're like, oh, I'm at Success Club 5. I am good. Never settle for anything less. So, if you're already at 5, make sure that you're trying to go to 7 or 9. Try to just move up that benchmark, because it just means that you're helping more people. And it's really exciting to watch the lives change over time as you're making this a priority every single month. And next, our 22-minute hardcore is still on sale. You guys, I hope that you're all doing this program. I really do. I was in the test group, and we're actually doing round 2 for the test group, and we started today, so I am back on it again, and it is just an incredible program, really for anyone. There's an amazing modifier, you know, and you can just make sure that you are doing this program. It is our job as coaches to do the launches, to promote our programs, to try them out, to purchase the programs. So that way, you know what, even if it's maybe not your cup of tea, you can at least say, okay, well, I did the workouts. I have the meal plan. So when people are asking you questions about it, you get to go to your meal plan and you get to look at it and you get to give them the proper information, okay? That, again, it is just a job requirement that we have as coaches, is to get the programs and do them. Blog about it, talk about it on your Facebook or your Instagram or your Snapchat or whatever social media platform that you use. But make sure that you are a product of the product, because these are things that your customers and new customers, you know, they're going to start to catch wind of these new programs over the next few months. And you want to be able to say, here's my results. This is what I've done. This is what I liked. You know, this is for this demographic, X, Y, and Z. So make sure that you are, you know, keep a journal. That's what I did throughout the whole program. I just wrote down a few sentences each day about how I was feeling, and then I use it in my challenge group, okay? So just those little tips for you guys to make sure that you are making this a priority, and it's 22 minutes a day. Like, this is for everyone, especially busy people, and I have a feeling that every single one of us on this call, we use that whole busy excuse one time or another. I know I do. So making that 22 minutes, you have an extra 8 minutes in your day if you were doing the 21-day fix or any of our other 30-minute programs. So try it out. Make sure that you are putting that out there, that it is still on sale this month, and you get the free sandbag with your challenge pack this month too. So make that non-negotiable. And last but not least, we have a post-candy detox 3-day refresh group that will be starting on Monday the 28th. And I know that Melanie is going to be doing a 2-week group. So you're going to be able to do, your customers, whoever's in the group, as long as you have purchased the 3-day refresh, you can either do it starting on the 28th. So it'll be the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. That'll be the first round. And then say you have another customer who wants to start it that following Monday, then there will be posts about the refresh then April 4th, 5th, and 6th. All right, so if you're interested in that group, pay attention. I know that Mel will be putting it out there. Again, Dream Team wide to get your customers, you know, off to a great start after the Easter candy. That's a really great thing for you guys to do. So other than that, I think that Mel is on, so this is perfect timing. I was wrapping up our announcements, and I'm trying to, hold on just a second. Cancel. Sorry, guys. You logged in from another device. What's up, girlfriend? Okay. So I'm just wrapping up announcements. Do you want to add anything, Mel? I was just finishing up with the post-candy detox.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I look really scary, and I did not realize how bad I looked until I, like, turned on the camera. Hi, Jen. Hey, all right. So, did you guys go over you went over the candy detox? Did you go over the hardcores on sale, Beachbody on demand? I'm trying to look and see what else. New coach kickoff call tomorrow.
Got it.
I think we're good. So with the candy detox group, this may be something that I didn't tell about, but I did 2 weeks of this group. So I have like one that's starting on the 25th or the 28th, which is next Monday. And then a second round that's starting on April 4th. So people that kind of come in late that still want to do it can pick either that first Monday or that second Monday to do the 3-day refresh. And then what I'm going to do is give them like a sample meal plan and continue clean eating. So if they do the first week, they literally could stay in it for 2 weeks and get 2 meal plans. So my goal is to kind of transition those people over into challengers from there. So, and I'm opening it up to like my personally sponsored coaches. So anybody can join that wants to do it, but you can't be in there to be just kind of watching. You actually have to participate. So that's kind of my roles along the way. So anyways, that's all I got. So I think that we're ready to turn it over to Jen, right? Is that where we're at with things?
That's where we're at.
Right. So thank you, Val, for opening up for me. I literally just walked in the door, so I am I'm exhausted. It's been a long week, and my kids are real excited to see me. So Jackie, yes, you can invite challengers to be a part of this too. So on my Committed to Getting Fit Facebook, like my page, my like page, I just created an event for it with all the details. So if you want to see how I advertised or the wording that I used, you can go check that out there. You can create your own event is what I would suggest that you do, and kind of manage all of your own customers yourself instead of inviting them to my event, right? But then they'll all go into a Facebook group, not a challenge app on the challenge tracker. So, all right, so tonight we have Jen Guthrie down there from Mississippi. She is going to be our guest speaker. So she's a teacher. She is a Success Club 10 All-Star. She's been in the business for 16 months. Did I calculate that right? 16 months. All right, and she's a premier coach. And so she has done some incredible things in a short time that she has been in the business. And I got the opportunity to really get to meet Jen when I was in Mississippi with Val, but then also when we were out in California for the leader conference, right? And so she's just a little firecracker. She's got a lot of energy, a lot of pizzazz, great social media presence, definitely somebody you're going to want to follow and just kind of keep an eye on, because I know this is going to be a really big year for her. So she's going to talk to us tonight about success when success is the only option. How do you kind of run your business? What is your mindset? What sort of has gotten her to where she is today? So I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to let her take over and mute myself. So go ahead and rock it, girl.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I have to get used to not seeing everyone's face. So I'm glad that I get to see y'all's faces, because that's going to help me so much. So I'm so excited to be here. I got a text the other day asking if I would be interested, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I think I've been sweating ever since then. But I actually don't believe in saying I'm nervous to do something in front of people, but I'm just going to let you read in between the lines on that one. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I have a few slides for you guys. All right, here we go. Okay, now I'm going to leave it up like this. So as Melanie said, I've been a coach for just about 16 months. I started in November 2014. And I actually started as a coach wanting to take on the business. I did not start as a challenger. I never heard of the 21-day fix. I didn't know much about that. All I know is I followed Val on Facebook, and I saw the opportunity she had and what she was doing with her family, and I kept finding myself going back. So you have to start with why. And I know we've all heard that a million times. But how far have you really dug into that why? I'm going to share a little bit about what that means to me. So Jamie was working a full-time job, as was I, as a teacher, and he had an hour commute for really bad hours. With a bachelor's degree in psychology, there are only so many jobs there. It's kind of a stepping stone to a later degree. And we knew that when we got married. But he would leave in the morning before me and come home in the evening way after me. And I remember sitting on my couch being like, is this it? Like, this is our life? We're going to wake up, not see each other ever, come home, have Saturday to grocery shop and get the house clean, and then Sunday get ready to do it all over again. And I would tell people this, and they would just say things like, yes, well, that's life. That's being an adult. That's what you do. But I've never been okay with it, and I'm not ever going to be okay with it. So to me, this coaching opportunity was a way to change my situation. Success was my only option. If I failed at this business, then none of those things that I wanted to change were ever going to change. So when you take away all of those other what ifs and look at this as your only what if, you can be successful. So how I got started, I figured out what was going to motivate me, and that was easy. I wanted him to be able to go to graduate school without that extra job. And I remember sitting him down on the couch, and I was like, look, I know this is crazy, but there's this girl on Facebook. I think she goes to church with us. I've seen her rock solid muscles when she does announcements. I think that's her. And for some reason, I keep going back to it. And I was like, will you support me if I just do this for like 6 months and just like see what happens? And he was. So a lot of people say, how did you get your spouse on board? And I was just honest about it. I was like, I have this feeling in my gut. Like, do I have your blessing to go for it? And he was like, yeah, of course, anything. Well, 6 months into it, he quit that job and he started applying for graduate school. And I'm happy to say 16 months in, he is 2 months away from that master's degree. And all of that is made possible because of this opportunity. So I make my schedule and stick to it. I'm going to go over that in a minute. I work a full-time job and I set small goals each day, each week, and each month. And that's what helps me to work it all and have it all kind of going and staying consistent while working my full-time job. The quote at the bottom, it says, live right now how most won't so that you can live later like most can't. I have this plastered all over my house. We have a whiteboard when you walk in, it's there. Sticky notes on the mirror, it's there. In the garage, it's there because this is my driving force. This is my why. And when I think sometimes that it's hard, I remember that I am going to live later like most can't because I'm putting in the work now. All right. So reasons why you think you aren't successful. 1, you don't have time. 2, you are super busy and you don't want your kids to see you on the phone. I hope some of you are laughing at this because you totally know that you've said it at some point. Number 3, you really aren't sure how to approach people with this opportunity. And number 4, you think you aren't like other coaches. These are all things that I've heard, and they're all things that I'm sure all of you have heard. And at the end of the day, they're all things that we're probably all guilty of saying, myself included, at some point or another. So what you actually need to look at this as is you do have the time. In fact, you really do. You just have to manage it. You can work this business into a good place with your family. If you constantly tell yourself, I can't do this because of my family, then that's what you're going to believe. And that's what your mantra is going to be. And that's what you're going to think about it. So you have to believe, yeah, maybe I can set up a schedule that works with my family. And you know what? You think that you're not sure how to approach people, but they're waiting for you to approach them. They are dying to have a message from that girl or that guy that they see on Facebook all the time, reach out to them. So every single person you talk to them like they have been dying for that message from you. And you have to keep your eyes on your own paper. I have heard all day long today, I did a post about how excited I was to talk on this call. And someone sent me a message. It's very flattering and it's humbling. And it says, I just don't think I could ever do this. Why not? You totally can do this. If you just knew what you were capable of and believed in yourself and stopped looking at all these other coaches and comparing yourself and thinking, oh, she has more time, or, well, they don't have kids yet and she does this and her job is easier. No, it's not. It's because people make a decision and they go for it. So you have to keep your eyes on your own paper. So I want you to take a second. And I want you to close your eyes because I'm a cheesy teacher and I do these things. Close your eyes and I want you to picture your life if this business was as successful as you wanted it to be. And I'm going to be quiet for a second because I really want you to think about that. Okay, so I don't know what it means for you, but for me, and my season of life and where I am, almost been married for 3 years, been working a job for 3 years, husband's in grad school, to me, this means opportunity. Because, I don't know if I'll ever have kids or not. I'd like to, but, God always has his plans. But if I do, how great would it be to say, hey, maybe I want to stay home with them and have that option? Or how great would it be to say, oh, maybe I want to use this to pay for my future kids' college? Or how great would it be to say, you know what, I want to go to Disney World. Let's put aside a fund for Disney World. So you don't have to picture your life like in this glamorous, off the wall, think you're never going to reach it. It's just in the options that it can provide. So when you treat this like it is truly your only option, it becomes successful. It is all about the mindset and believing that this is your ticket out of whatever it is that you are unhappy with. All right. So what happens when success becomes your only option? All right, so I'm going to cover a few things here. I'm going to break them down slide by slide, but this is my overview. Number one, you listen to your coach and you trust them. Number two, you figure it out and you take ownership. Number three, Success Club is non-negotiable. 4, you have to prioritize what it is you want. And 5, use your resources. So let's dig a little deeper into this. Number one, let's see what this whole using your resources looks like. So number one, listening to your coach and trust them. Please look at this picture. Do you see her? Not only is she gorgeous and phenomenal and like rock solid, she is the number 1 coach in the whole freaking company. Like, we have the best resource right here. And I don't know if you really interact with her, but she messages you back. Like, when I first started coaching, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna send Melanie Mitchell a message. And she responded like immediately. She is that awesome. She took time out at NLC to talk to me, to get to know me. And she's willing to do that for every single one of you. But all you have to do is ask. Just reach out to her. She is the greatest resource we have. We have websites and trainings, and we have team page after team page, and we have groups, and we have all of these things. And she is not going to lead you in a direction in which you won't be successful. So if Melanie or any of your upline coaches are telling you, hey, this is what you need to be doing, you need to do it, because they know what they're talking about. They're not just saying it. So you have to listen to your coach and you have to trust them. I say this from experience because I was total rebel when I started. So I was like, you need to post on Facebook. And I'm like, yeah, chick, no thanks. Not going to post those selfies on there. And then I was like, one day it kind of hit me. I was like, how bad do I want this? All right, I'm just going to post a selfie and see what happens. Boom, Success Club, first month. And it's because I listened to what she told me to do, even though it was really scary and I may have not wanted to hear it. All right, number 2 on what success looks like. You figure it out and you take ownership. I love this quote, to keep your eyes on your own paper, because there will always be someone better, faster, and stronger, but no one can be a better you. So I was listening to a call the other day by another coach, and she said, you know, you can lean on someone for a few months, but then you really have to figure out who you are as a coach. When you're creating your business and thinking about who you're going to attract as far as challengers and coaches, they're coming to you because you're you. They have 300,000 something other options, but they asked you about it. So don't be afraid to be you. People want to relate to you. They want to see what you're going through, what kind of job you have, how you make it work, what your struggles are like. And I can sit here and tell you this took me the longest to figure out how to just be myself as a coach, how to just talk to people like myself, because we have excellent scripts and guides and these things to go off of. But eventually, you kind of have to take that crutch away. And you kind of have to start figuring out who you are and how you want to talk to people and how it's going to work. And you kind of just play with it for a minute. Do a vulnerable post. Tell people you struggle with depression, anxiety. Tell people you're stressed out. If they just see this perfect person who has it all together and can get up and work out at 4 every single day and eat perfectly and has rock solid abs and these other great things, and that's all they see of you, then they're not going to understand and relate to how you're going to understand them. They have to know that you're a real person and they just want to see you. I can tell you the second I started being myself on social media and stopped trying to be just like all of the other coaches that I saw, my business took off. And I can tell you when I did that in January. Val's shaking her head yes, because she totally knows. That's when it happened, when I made this switch and I finally said, no more copying from this, no more copying from this, no more trying to be like her, because at the end of the day, she is not me and I am never going to be her. So you got to take that ownership of who you are as a coach. All right, my favorite topic ever. All right, Success Club. When I started as a coach, I rolled my eyes at Val every time she said the words Success Club. Make Success Club non-negotiable. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, that's fine. And I remember thinking to myself, yeah, this is important, but it'll be okay if I don't hit it, because I would try to convince myself that I really wasn't all in. I'd be like, well, I'm just kind of seeing, just kind of like trying to do this. I'm happy with where I'm at. Like if I just do this here and there and kind of dabble, I'm okay. But guys, I was never okay with that. I came in this wanting to do it. So why would I let myself settle for anything less than being successful? And you shouldn't either. And I'm going to get real for a second, some real talk. If you aren't hitting Success Club consistently, you don't have a business to take anywhere. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh, that was cold and harsh and mean, but it's not. It's the reality of how you become successful in this business. And, with my team for almost a year, I never really pushed Success Club. I would say things like, try to get Success Club. It's really important. But I didn't truly understand why. And that's my own fault for not taking ownership and figuring out why. I just thought it was a thing we did. I didn't really know how important it was. But I can tell you that we ended December, and I had my final rank for the year in the company. And I can tell you this, I actually dropped, and I don't ever talk about this, I'm getting real with you here. I actually dropped one of my personally sponsored diamonds, dropped their rank. And I thought to myself, oh no, here we go, falling way down, going way back down right where I started. But 5 of my personally sponsored coaches hit Success Club in January. And I'll never forget when Val called me on the phone and she said, were you just on that call? You need to get online and check what happened. And I can tell you, it didn't matter what my rank was, because my team hit Success Club, we went up almost 389 spots in the company, just because 5 of my coaches hit Success Club that month. And that's all it took for me to see that I don't need all of this extra. I just need my team to hit Success Club, and they just need me to set the example by hitting Success Club. So I have this chart here that I actually stole from the NLC conference. It says, complexity is the enemy of success. We spend all day long trying to think of all the reasons why we're not going to be successful and all the reasons we're going to fail. But at the end of the day, if your goal is to grow your business, to rank advance, to help people, you have to hit Success Club. Success Club 5. That's why it's non-negotiable, because it is your only stepping stone to move forward. And you know what? It is March 21st. You got plenty of time. That's 9 days. I see people whipping that mess out at midnight, like the night before, and I'm like, teach me how you did that, because I don't think that I could do that. I have to plan ahead a whole lot. But I'm really encouraging you to figure out why this is so important. It really is not just something your coach is telling you to do. It's because that's the only way you're going to move forward. All right. So prioritizing what you want, getting from point A to point B. Small, simple goals. We've mentioned a few times that I work a full-time job, and the most often from other coaches I get, how are you a full-time teacher and having success in your business? How do you make time for it? And I'll be honest with you, I sacrifice a whole lot. I don't sleep a lot. It's probably why I'm hyped up on coffee all the time. I don't really watch TV shows anymore. There are things that I sacrifice, but it's been worth it. But if you think that picking up your phone here and there for 10 minutes of the day is really going to move you to where you want to go, then I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you're wrong. You're going to have to make some sacrifices and move some time around, because once I took my schedule and realized how much time I was just wasting during the day, sitting on the couch doing nothing, watching TV, or stressing because I thought I had to have laundry perfect all the time. I don't know why I thought that. I guess because I was newlywed, had to have it together. But that laundry isn't moving me towards my goals. It can wait. No one's coming over. And if they do, I can throw it in the closet and they're not going to know it's there anyway. So you have to move this time around and find where you are most valuable. And if that means staying up an extra hour at night when you're really tired and cranky, just ask your husband to bring you some coffee and he will. And he will help you and keep you sane. Or ask your friend, or just have the picture right there on the table. But you have to do something and be willing to sacrifice just a little bit, especially if you're working a full-time job. All right, daily goals. So on a day-to-day basis, it can be as simple as inviting 5 people. And when I say the word inviting, I mean you can say happy birthday to someone, because usually when you say that, they're going to go to your page and see what you're doing, and something's going to come out of it. Whether they purchase a challenge pack, become a coach or not, you're going to build a connection with that person. 5 people. Checking in your groups. That's so important. I hope that you all check in your groups every day, because I didn't as a new coach. I was like, nah, they're fine, because I didn't know how bad that was when I first started. Quickly fix that problem. But if it's something you're not doing and keeping up with your challengers is something you're not doing, add that to your daily to-do list. And 3 posts a day. When I came in as a coach, I, for some reason, became like this fitness and nutrition expert. And I knew everything there was to know, like on day one. And if you would have looked at my page, you would have been like, this chick has lost her mind. She has never done a workout in her life, but all of a sudden, here she is, personal trainer, knows everything there is to know. And I would post like 20 times a day because I just thought people wanted to hear from me, but they didn't. They're good with 3. So if 3 is all you can do, just do your 3 quality posts a day. All right, weekly goals. One example, maybe your weekly goal is to say, I'm going to earn 2 Success Club points this week. If you do that every week for the month, that's 8 to 10 points by the end of the month. There you go. And you just did it in a small step throughout the month. And monthly goals. For example, Success Club 5 or 10 should always be a goal, one of those 2. And maybe your goal is to recruit 2 to 3 coaches and then help them hit Success Club in their first consecutive month. But my point in saying prioritizing what you want is this. Think about what you want, think about where you are, and what you're willing to do to fill in those spaces in between. Personally, right now, I tell Val this on a daily basis. I am held back a lot because I cannot touch my business from about 5:45 a.m. till about 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon. And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't like it. Like, I hate it. I wish that I could do it all day because I'm like, man, I'm holding myself back, and I struggle with the focus on, do I focus on being upset that I'm holding myself back, or do I focus on this 1 hour that I do have to move forward? And that's where the mindset shift has to happen when you're prioritizing your goals and where you want to go. All right. The last topic I wanted to go over in those, what does success look like, is use your resources. I heard this quote on a call, and it has just resonated with me ever since. Said, people fail in this business not due to a lack of resources, but due to a lack of resourcefulness. So here's what that means. Someone says to you, hey, is such and such ingredient in Shakeology? And you freeze. And you immediately go to your upline coach and ask them for the answer to your question. And when I was a new coach, I'm sorry, Val. I know not what I did. I messaged her like every waking second. And one day she was like, hey, you can Google it. And I was like, ouch. Oh, hey, I can Google it. It's right here. Here's the answers. And it's in the frequently asked questions. And it's in the team page 5,000 times. And it's here, and it's here, and it's here. And I see so often people asking similar questions and hopping on calls and asking for the same information. And I'm just here to tell you, like, that information is available to you. All you have to do is take a second to go and look for it. And I know that's some real talk coming at you right there, but I caught myself today. One of my coaches on my team messaged me a question, and I immediately went to Google to find it for them. And that's my fault. I'm just enabling my team when I do that. I'm not empowering them to do anything. I'm saying, oh, yep, here's the answer. That's from a teacher standpoint, I would lose my job if I did that. If I said, oh, here's the answer, kid. No, you know what I do in my classroom? I say, okay, go to page 5, look it up. It's on there. And they look it up, and then they know the answer, and then they make a 100. It is the same thing. So you have to be willing to look up those resources and use them, and obviously ask questions. But you get what I'm saying. Some stuff really can be Googled. YouTube is just mountains and mountains of resources and training. The team pages, websites, it is all there for you. So if you feel like you're kind of hiding behind this wall of, I don't know the answer, I'm telling you to knock it down and believe that you can find that answer, usually a lot easier than you think. I think for most of us, it's just an easy thing to hide behind, and it's for us to give ourselves a reason why we can't move forward. All right, my final thoughts. So at the end of every day, I actually do this with my husband, do a self-evaluation. So I heard on a call that I listened to the other day, and the coach on there said, when I decided to become a coach, I paid $140 for a challenge pack. That was my purchase of my own franchise in this company, essentially. And she said, I have a question. Do you treat it the same as if you spent $500,000 on a restaurant franchise? Do you put as much work into it? And it really hit me in the gut because I was like, no, absolutely not. I don't treat it like that. But I should. Because why? Because the margin of success is so much greater in this business than if I owned a McDonald's chain. I mean, do you see what I'm kind of saying? Like, imagine if we treated our businesses like a business that we owned and that we were truly trying to build. I think sometimes it's hard because we don't have this physical thing in front of us that we're watching, but you have to look at it that way. Treat it like that $500,000 investment because, you know, your own efforts and diligence can make you that successful. So for my self-evaluation, I ask 3 questions every single day. 1, was my Facebook today a sneak peek into coaching? Would people coming to my page today know that I'm a coach, and do they know that they can join a challenge group with me? This is something I recently started adding, and it's helped so much because I didn't realize how many posts I was doing that were just to say that I posted that day, or to just say, okay, I snuck in 3, thank God, that's over, I don't know what to do. But when you really start thinking about making your social media your storefront to this $500,000 restaurant that you own, your mindset's going to change and you're going to start treating it like your business storefront. Second question, did I do my 3 vital behaviors today? And by that, I mean invite, being a product of the product, and personal development. You've got to do personal development, guys. Like I didn't at first. And that's why I didn't have a lot of success at first. And 3, I always think, what can I do better tomorrow? So I'm actually going to stop my share at this point and like say my last little concluding thought. So when I started this business, and I get so fired up, Val knows it's coming. I can't hold it in. I get so excited. So when I started this business, I was waiting around for someone to like push me off of the cliff into success. And I'm like standing on the edge. Like I have all of these resources. I have this awesome coach. I have this awesome company, this team. I know what I'm doing. I'm working out, loving it, drinking Shakeology every day, but I'm just standing here. And you have to know, nobody is coming along to push you. Nobody is. You have to jump. And until you do, you're going to be like me, standing on that edge of success for a long time. And thank God I didn't quit, but I watch people quit 2 minutes before their miracle happens. Do not be the person that quits just before something amazing happens, and understand that only you can push yourself off of that cliff. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you for having me. I know I'm super loud, so I'm sorry. Sorry if I was busting your eardrums, but you know, I appreciate it.
Good job, Jen. You did an awesome job. You're awesome. No, I mean, I was taking notes over here, you know, and just sort of listening to what you're saying. And so if I had to say, like, what would be one thing that kind of makes you stand out, you know, amongst all the other Beachbody coaches that are out there is, you know, you can tell without a shadow of a doubt that you believe in what you're doing. Like you just know that you're going to be successful no matter what, you know, like that's just, failure is not an option. And I look at a lot of people, and even people, you know, I was talking to people today, and it's just like their fears hold them back, or they self-sabotage themselves, you know, and like you were saying at the beginning, you were like Success Club, whatever, you know, you just kind of gave yourself permission to kind of be wishy-washy. And there's so many of you that are sitting on this call right now that really need to do what Jen asked you guys to do, like close your eyes and imagine what life would be like if you accomplished your goals. And then when it gets hard, like we're just so easily take the easy road. We just so easily say, bright, shiny object. Somebody's promising me a get rich quick. You know, I'll just go over here and I'll just abandon what I have. Like nobody, you have to be the kind of person that says, I understand the investment, the sacrifice, the bring me the pitcher of coffee with a straw in it. You know, like that when we look at the top coaches, you know, the top coaches in the company, and I mean like top coaches as in all the elite, all the premier, all the up, and not just the top 10, like there is a sacrifice that goes into that, you know, that there really is. It's just not a seamless move to the top. And Jen, you just hit the nail on the head, guys. really realize a couple of things. The last thing that I think that really is to go back and do the reflection that she talked about. Like, what do people know that you're a coach? I can't even tell you how many times I go to people's walls and they're like, I'm not getting anybody for my challenge group. And I scroll through your timeline and I haven't even seen anything in the last week that you're running a challenge group. I haven't seen anything about you working out. I haven't seen anything about you being a coach, but you just expect people to know, and they don't. You've got to be out there. And you're not, I feel like I've always teetered on that point of annoying people and not annoying people, right? Like, some days you're like, is it too much? Is it, have I gone over the edge today? And that's where you need to be. You need to be in that space where like one more post would make you annoying for the day, right? Because you want to get your message across. You do. And trust me, people are more inspired than they are annoyed by you. That's just the nature of it. If you're putting out good vibes and you're really just sharing your life, people are going to find themselves coming to your page, right? So, all right, guys. And at the end of the day, 3 vital behaviors are where it's at. Success Club truly is where it's at. We were on the Success Club trip, and Alyssa Shoemaker said, Success Club is the yellow brick road to your dreams, right? It truly is. And I'm like, we need to put that on. We need to frame that and stick that where we know. And for Alyssa, it was like not just Success Club 5. I was like, you got to hit 10. If you want to be a rock star, you got to hit 10, right? And Jen is a Success Club 10 all-star. So keep that in mind. So the month is not over. It's only the 21st. We've got so much time left. Go back, re-listen to this call. There are so many great little nuggets that just jumped out at me. Share this with your teams, guys. Go put your plans into action. Start inviting, start messaging, and just make some changes starting right now. So thank you, Jen, so much for your time. Thanks, Val, for kicking things off. And I'm excited to be back home in my office again. It's been way too long. So anyways, all right, guys, go out there, make it a really great week, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.